welcome back. We're here and we're mostly alive and present. So we're back with another episode of Grimm Femmes Beyond the Veil, where we use a sort of mishmash of systems with 5e at the core. We use storytelling and those systems to sort of unpack and process real life trauma and pain. So please watch with care and caution. Why don't we introduce these wonderful humans that I get to tell stories with? And then we will go ahead and do our recap and then jump in. Thank you for your patience with us tonight as we it's a busy time. So we're going to give ourselves a little wiggle room with the time. Um so why don't we start with Quinn?
Hello, I'm Quinn, Quintastic _ on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Primrose, who also uses she, her pronouns, and is a Circle of the Moon Eladrin Druid.
Thank you. Let's go over to Kaya.
Hi. Sorry. I literally got home from school like 15 minutes ago. It's fine. Hi everyone. I'm Kai Gasson. I play Vox by Karen, the swashbuckler rogue, Asmar. And Charisma's my name. That's me. This is great. We're fine. Doing great.
I think you're doing really great, actually. So thank you for that. Are we missing anything? Thank you for the resub, Critical Bard. We love you too. Let's go up to Val.
Hi, what up? I'm Val. She, her pronouns is I. I am Val. I am also the Nerdy Niffler on the Twitters. I am playing Lapis, who also uses she, her pronouns. Goodbye.
As you can see, everyone, I think we're all doing the best we can right now. Let's go over to Anders.
That's me. Hello, I'm Anders. I have a cold. I'm sorry. I use he him pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Tate, the protector Asmar abjuration wizard, who also uses he him pronouns, because we're both wonderful little trans boys, and it's great. That's it from me. I love everyone. I don't know. I'm gonna be a unicorn again. Goodbye.
Okay, bye. And down to Maria.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria. I use she, they pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Irene, the tiefling hexblade warlock who also uses she, they pronouns. And we're doing so great today. It's fine.
It's Monday. And that's me. We're up to me now. Hello, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. What am I doing? I use she, her pronouns. I'm sorry, I think we're struggling tonight. Okay. So, yeah, there it is. So for a recap from last week, 2 weeks ago, it was a bit Anders, did you want to do this? Or did you want me to go ahead and Okay, I got you. So 2 weeks ago, the group took some time to sort of rest, regroup, spend some time nourishing themselves. And Tate, using his wonderful magical powers, put up a sort of safe house for them that they spent a night in. And when it appeared, Primrose was inside, still in direwolf form, asleep. They spent some time cooking meals, talking to one another. They discovered some things about each other. Tate and Primrose shared a really lovely conversation late in the evening. Everyone discovered that Andy wasn't sure how to approach or deal with a house. And Irene painted a stunning, beautiful rainbow portrait of the group together. And it left off during a beautiful moment between Lapis and Tate. It was Lapis, right? Okay, Lapis and Tate. Tate was dancing and shared his wings for the first time. And Lapis saw this and joined in with him. And as they were dancing, Andy noticed something in the air and sensed something coming and left the house, giving out anguished cries and howls of sorts. And that is where we left off last time.
Doing so great.
It's for sure
Well,
fine.
If Andy ran out, Vox is not too far behind.
Okay.
Me
Ready
too.
for
Me
that.
too.
Do Lapis and I hear that this is happening?
Oh, yeah. There was no way for you because she first howled inside the house. It was a mournful cry before she kicked the door open and ran out.
I will fly out. Mostly run, but there's some awkward, like, oh, I have wings, fly things that happen on the
So
way.
for the rest of you, you see Tate's wings. Would you like to give another description of your wings one more time, Tate?
Sure. There are falcon wings specifically, so they're sort of spotted with white and brown markings. And they just sort of glow because while they're there and they're physical and you can touch them, they're also not there and they're celestial in nature. So they just sort of pass through things while at the same time being solid. They're kind of glowy like that.
Okay. And so you all, is this accurate? You're all running outside? Okay. You all get outside and you see just the tail end, no pun intended, of Andy running off in full raging werewolf form into a cloudy dust storm. And they disappear. And then you can hear rumbling, slow and far away, but moving closer and picking up speed. And you can see the dust shifting and moving in reaction to something moving rapidly towards you. And out of the smoke, you see large, fast-moving wave of deep, dark green vines. And you see them whipping at the sides of the ravine, and they're traversing across the rocky base and heading right for you. Almost too fast for you to react. And it hits, but you feel nothing. And instead, you see these vines taking shape around you, forming high, cavernous walls and pathways. And Vox, Tate, Lapis, and Irene, you see that you are together, surrounded by these viney walls with a walkway ahead of you. Primrose, you see that you are separated. And you hear off in the distance terrified cries of your friends. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Just starting out strong.
We're back in the gauntlet, y'all.
Yeah. Whew.
Primrose, are you muted? Are you talking? I can't hear you, but I see your mouth moving. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, hello? Hold please, everyone. Ah!
Hello?
Hello!
Okay, Mike, we're gonna have words later. I'm in danger. Wisdom save, you say?
Yes, please.
That's not great. That's a 12.
Okay. You hear these cries and you are sure that your friends are being battered by these vines in some way, shape, or form. And then it begins to sort of fade as you hear something else that's a little bit louder. And you can hear off in the distance before you the sounds of yourself, the sound of a memory, a time when you were deeply fearful, when you were afraid. What is this moment that you are hearing?
You know, of all of the emotions that I was prepared to deal with Primrose, fear is not one of them. I think I have my glasses on and I don't. Fog. I think she sees her favorite part of the forest that she always hangs out in. And it's full of people. And she can't really make the faces out anymore, but she knows exactly who each one was to her at one point. And she also knows that they all left in a very similar fashion. So they're all in the middle of saying goodbye.
And as you see this and hear this kind of play out in front of you, you can sense the walls just ever so slightly growing just a bit smaller behind you, as if urging you to move forward.
I'll go forward. And I won't be happy about it.
So, as you walk forward, and as you move closer to this scene before you, you can see that as these figures are saying goodbye and leaving in various ways, you see that there is one figure who remains that you recognize as you. And you can see yourself standing there, and you remember feeling that fear of being left.
I'm so sorry, my brain like blanked out and all that I can think is the word yikes. So it's like not me trying to be Mimi, but what can I say but yikes?
Hey, it's totally okay. Remember, we're supposed to hold space for these moments. Sometimes
What?
you gotta process.
Yeah. Because remember what we talked about before this? I think that like just happened inside of me, like as a person.
Okay.
Who? Yeah. Fuck. I don't think I pay any attention to myself. What else is new? And I'm just watching all of these people who used to mean so much to me just walk out like it's nothing. And for the first time, I let myself feel so incredibly angry. At how much this girl, who clearly is not me, just gave away, and how they all just took it and left like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. And I think Primrose is gonna cast Firestorm. Just in that general vicinity. So weather bad, fire bad.
Words good.
Yikes to you.
So what does that look like when Primrose does this?
Well, Primrose, oh man, no one can see this, never mind. She just kind of grabs at the base of her staff, her quarterstaff, and it sort of ignites in a way, not like up in flames, but in a way that thing has never seen fire before. I know there's a lot of fire very suddenly. And the sky just goes very dark, and it starts raining ash over those vaguely shaped figures.
Okay. And the rest of you, even though you are contained in what appears to be some sort of tunnel of vines, you can still sense that it grows darker. And suddenly you can also see falling through the cracks of these vines, these bits of ash. Suddenly it feels a bit warmer in here. And for you, Primrose, you can see that these vines are starting to burn. And you can see these figures that have left you, that have taken things from you, also begin to burn. And you can see them no longer walking, and they are engulfed in flames one by one. And yet you still see yourself remain untouched by these flames and untouched by your rage.
And I think I just stand and watch.
And for the rest of you, go ahead.
Because they got so many of my words already, and they don't deserve any more.
And for the rest of you, you can see that these vines are beginning to sort of, it's like they're burning, and yet the heat is not enough to cause anyone harm, and the heat is not enough to really rapidly destroy them, but it allows you to sort of see through a bit more, and you can see Primrose now faintly through these sort of lattice work vines, standing there watching these figures engulfed in flames, slowly crumbling to dust and ash, with one viney figure remaining. And this figure walks up to you, Primrose, and you can recognize her as some semblance of you, a piece of yourself. And that fear that you felt the moment that you realized that you were separated, and the fear that you felt as you saw them standing there, saying goodbye over and over again, and that fear that turned to rage, you can now feel yourself wrapped in some sort of warmth that is gentle, and that it feels familiar, but you're not quite sure what it is. And you can see this figure standing before you, wrapped in these gentle wisps of ethereal energy. And you can see that it is the same energy that you saw in the manor, that you have seen following you in the forest, that you have seen sometimes out of the corner of your eye. And it begins to take a little bit more shape. And you can see tendrils of hair. And you can see it take shape in the form of a soft dress. And you can see the faint outline of you standing there. And the vines crumble and fall to dust before you, but the ethereal shadow remains. What is it that you do? Anders. Awesome.
I think I just kind of... It's the first moment of recognition, which is a lot. And I think I just look at what may, I think, be myself. I thought you left too.
And what is it that she says back?
You left me behind. And I don't know if I can ever forgive you for that. To which I reply, yeah, that's fair.
And Primrose, as this sort of settles over you, you can feel a wind pick up, and and it begins to blow these ashes away. And it begins to blow these walls away. And what remains are you and this part of yourself that you had forgotten, and your friends behind you. And you can feel almost as though you are ready to walk away, or fall apart, or pretend it isn't happening. But you feel something, you feel that warmth begin to wrap around you again, and you can feel a sense of courage as the wind grows just a little bit stronger. And when you look down to see what this warmth is, you can see these tendrils extending from the ethereal part of yourself over to you and wrap gently around your hands and your arms and your torso and your legs. And the two of you are standing there, connected by these tiny, intricate tendrils. And the rest of you can see this.
I'm gonna take a step closer to myself. Mood. And just say, I thought we were the problem, but maybe they were. And with my own consent, I will hug myself, and I don't know if I give myself consent yet. I don't think she does. I think she just holds her ground. And I say, I'm sorry. And she says, I know. And takes a step closer to me.
So the two of you are held in this moment, and you can feel that warmth grow a little bit more, probably not to the strength that you know it's capable of. And a wind will pick up again. And that ethereal figure fades just a little bit. But you can feel these tendrils remain around you. And as she sort of fades, you can hear her echoing voice fading into the distance. And all that you hear her say is, "But I'm still here." and mechanically speaking, your AC goes up by 1.
Ooh. Woof.
Irene had drawn her sword because she was planning to cut through these vine things. And seeing Primrose by herself now, will sheathe said sword and we'll walk towards her and kind of call out and say, Primrose, are you okay?
There is not a response. I just am stood there staring down at my hands in front of me where this happened.
I will continue forward till I am close. And I'll just kind of slide around so I'm kind of next to you, but also facing the front of you. And I'll look to where you're looking, to your hands. And I'll say a bit softer, Primrose, are you okay?
What is it you want, Irene?
To know if you're okay?
From me, long term. What is it you're hoping to get?
Nothing.
And I don't think you've ever seen her angry before.
Oh. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Friendship?
And what does that look like for you? What is it you get out of it? What is it the goal that you work towards before you leave?
She'll kind of like look over her shoulder towards everyone else. I'm not planning on leaving. I'm not trying to get anything from you. Do you want me to leave?
No one has ever asked me that before.
Do you want me to stay?
No one's ever asked me that before. I don't know. I don't know how to want things for myself. I don't think. Or I did? I don't know.
I think I can understand that. I had a lot of people telling me what I thought that I wanted. I believed them for a really long time. And then when it came to the point when I was finally asked to make my own decisions, I didn't know what to do. Because I'd always been told what I should do and think and say and act, and I thought it was all right. I'm still trying to figure out what I want, but it feels better to figure it out, to not have other people's words or decisions speaking for you.
Do you hate them?
I think I did once for a little bit, but I also know that I know that they tried, and I know that they thought they were doing the right thing. And they did a lot of things right.
But they hurt you.
They didn't mean to.
So? They still did it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's good to be angry sometimes.
Yeah.
Instead of just rolling over and taking it. Which I am very, very good at. And I am very, very tired, Irene.
The rest of us hear this conversation that they were having.
Unless they were trying to hide it from you.
I might be yelling a little.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty close proximity that you all were. So yeah.
I'm going to approach slowly to sort of stand on the other side of Irene and just look at Primrose. Some people don't deserve your forgiveness. It's okay to hate.
Val, you're muted.
Is that working?
Yeah.
Yay, I'm gonna go walk up beside Tate. They must want something from you to be friends with you. They always want something. You hear it over and over and over again, and you don't want them to leave. But it hurts so much when they go that you don't want to accept them in the first place. Because why would you open yourself up to that again when they just take pieces of you when they go, and they always go? I know this. I know the assessing when people are nice to you. Their kindness comes with strings. That love comes with conditions. And you accept it because it is the only love you know how to accept. Because it is the only love you've ever known. And at some point they convince you that it's the only love you deserve. They are wrong. They are wrong. The people who want something from you, the people who take, they are the bad people. They are cruel people. And it doesn't matter if they didn't mean it, because they took something and they should be sorry, and they should be sorry for it. And they don't get away without saying it or doing anything. They are the ones that are wrong, Primrose. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing about you that is unlovable. There is nothing about you that is too much. And the people who made you think this, the people who made you assess everyone you meet, every act of kindness, every gift, every sweet word, every I love you, for everyone who made you think about what that would cost you later, how painful it would be when they took and left. That is not everyone. Those are bad people. And it's okay to be angry at them. And it is okay not to forgive them for what they have done. It is not okay to turn that hatred and that anger for them onto yourself because you don't want to be angry at them, or you feel like you can't be angry at them, or they've made you feel like it is you that is wrong. Do not turn that anger inwards, Primrose. You do not deserve the anger. You deserve kindness. Kindness that comes just from wanting to be kind to you. You are wonderful, and you deserve to be loved unconditionally, as we love you unconditionally.
I'm supposed to fix people.
No. It is not your job to fix people. Fixing people does not determine your worth. Fixing people does not give you a value because you are your own value. You do not have to justify your presence in the world by fixing people. Because if you fix and fix and fix and fix and fix and give all of yourself, what is left for you? That is not a way to live, Primrose. That is not a way to heal. You don't have to carve out yourself to be worthy of someone else's love. You are worthy as you are. And if someone does not accept that, then they are the wrong person. And it does not mean you are wrong. And I know you won't believe this immediately, because no one immediately believes a lifetime of conditioning. But I love you. I am proud of you. I am proud of everything you are and everything you will become. I love you for who you are and all you will become. And you are worthy and deserving of love exactly as you are, Primrose. There is nothing that needs to be fixed or carved or molded or pushed down. The tree does not grow unless it is given light and warmth and space to breathe.
Irene is just gonna reach a hand down towards Primrose's hand, just extending it there, offering it. Should it be something that something that Primrose wishes to have.
I'm not gonna take it. And I am absolutely... Primrose is shaking, and it's hard to tell what emotion is dominant right now. And then you would probably realize that you've only really seen one dominant emotion in Primrose before, and it's none of these. So you might get the impression that Primrose doesn't fully exist. And she's trying to figure out what she is supposed to be in this moment. And just looks very, very lost and tired.
You'll just hear a quiet voice in the back as Fox has listened to all this. Awful people, they take and they deal out scars. You're right, they don't deserve your forgiveness. They deserve the anger there's one thing that we don't deserve on top of the treatment. We don't deserve to scar ourselves. Because sometimes, in moments of anger or in desperation, we feel as though we need to tear ourselves down to make ourselves meeker, smaller, broken, because they just can't stand. They just can't stand how bright we are. In a moment of anger, in a moment to try and grasp some form of control over a situation I wish I could forget. She'll rub the scar on her face. I thought this is what I needed to do. But it's just a reminder that I tried to change myself. Just hide. Anger's good. But don't let the anger scar you.
I am not supposed to be angry, and I am supposed to be the brave one, and the strong one, and the person who protects, and I'm not those things all the time. No one is those things all the time, but I am supposed to be those things all the time. And I'm very tired of it, and I don't know how to stop now that I've started feeling angry, and I don't feel like I'm ever going to stop feeling this angry. I'm not supposed to be any of this.
Why is it your burden to carry? Why must you be strong and protector and happy and calm and serene all the time? Why does it fall to you when you do not expect the same of others?
It's just always been like that.
That does not mean it always has to continue like that. All of us here have changed ourselves to make others happy. All of us have been crushed by the weight of someone else's expectations of who we should be, who we must be to fit their image of us. And when doing it, we lose ourselves. When we didn't fit their image, people left, whether they left physically or emotionally. They left, and it taught us that we should have been that way, and if we had been that way, they would have stayed. And that is not true. You should not have to crush and break and bend your being, your soul, take parts away and rip yourself down to be seen as worthy for someone to stay. If someone is only willing to stay for what they think you are, then they do not deserve who you are. If someone is more comfortable watching you shrivel and shrink yourself down to fit what they want, then perhaps they are parasite rather than growth. And it is difficult when those parasites, those toxic people, are people who sometimes you are biologically programmed to need, to love. People who should just love you by all accounts as you are unconditionally. Sometimes that is very difficult. And sometimes people who give you so much, you think, who bring so much light, are actually the people who are pushing you farther and farther down. And you feel guilty because, I mean, sometimes we feel as if our parents could not accept us for who we are, then why should we? If the people around us do not accept us for who we are, who supposedly love us, then why should we? And the reason is because it is who we are. And we were born this way, and we grew this way, and this is who we are, and there is nothing wrong with who we are. There is nothing wrong with any of us. We are people who have been scarred by life and by others. We are people scarred by emotions, by the hurt we have dealt ourselves and the hurt that other people have dealt to us. But that does not define who we are. We are exactly who we are supposed to be. Fox is an incredible fighter. Someone who loyally stays and sticks by her friends, who will always try to protect them, who cares so deeply for others. Tate brings light into a world that is so dark sometimes. Irene is the sweetest person I have ever had the joy to meet. And Primrose, you are everything that... You are just simply wonderful.
No. No, I'm what everyone has told me is wonderful. Stitched together, little by little, over time. You add a little more when someone leaves. You take out what they didn't like. I don't know what I am.
Then let's find out. Let's take those stitches out, one by one.
I don't know if I'm going to like what I find.
Do you like what you find now? No. Then why not try it?
have to do it alone.
All showed some of the darkest parts of ourselves. And yet we all are still here. But know that perhaps I know it's a lot to ask. Trust us. We're not afraid to see what unravels from the stitches, and we are not going anywhere. And we know we're not going anywhere because as many stitches as there are, it doesn't change the heart of the matter. And we know at the heart that you care for us deeply, if not deeper than we care for you. And I ask, at least, that if it's okay with you, I would like to stick around and see what it looks like, because I bet it's just gonna be fantastic. Only if it's okay with you. Can I come along for the ride?
And I'll look up from my hands for the first time during this conversation. I think I would like that.
Well, then that's a start.
We should find Andy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly go into my bag and bring out ye old tiny flask where I poured my tea from this morning that I didn't drink and just slide it over to Primrose.
I will take ye old tiny flask of tea.
I want to reach into my bag and pull out like a little piece of fabric, and it's sort of wrapped up like a small package, and hand it to Primrose.
I take it. And I open it.
There's sort of placed into the fabric carefully so that way they can't accidentally poke you, like 5 sewing needles. So you can stitch the new you back up. Those are yours.
They will disappear into the bag of holding. Let's find Andy.
And Vox will walk to try and find Andy and throw back her flask in case he needed something stronger. And in it is a lot of rum.
I probably don't have wings anymore. They only last a minute, but
They do.
theoretically. No, they're gone. It's been way longer than a minute. Never mind. It's fine.
That did give me an idea now.
What would you like to do, Anders?
I was just gonna-
Or Lapis, you can...
No, Anders, you go.
Bird's eye view. Find faster from height.
Oh, well, I'll just send my familiar out.
No, that's perfect.
Wait, hold please.
Lapis.
Tate,
Hmm.
your wings did disappear,
Hmm.
and it crosses your mind in that moment of how you would like to help, and you can feel something warm on your back, and you look back and you see that they have returned. You're not quite sure if they're at full strength, but you could try.
Ha ha ha. I will see Irene's familiar fly up, and I will follow.
uh roll no, we're not going to roll for this. Fuck that. You do you want
I
to roll?
don't care. You tell me what to do, Story Weaver.
You can roll if you would like, or not. And what do you want to do? You tell me, man. What do you want to do?
I didn't look at it, but I rolled it.
How about this? Tell me what it says.
That's a D&D mood right there.
It says 12.
Okay, perfect. So you sort of start to fly up off the ground, and then you realize you're just actually on your tippy toes. And then you're kind of going, but it strikes you in the moment to sort of dance your way forward. And as you dance, you spin up just a little bit off the ground. You don't make it as high as you would like, but you manage to dance through the air briefly so that you can have more of a bird's eye view of the space.
Y'all.
And why don't you roll me a perception check?
Sure. Oh, that's better. That's a lot better. 18.
Okay. And Irene, do you want to roll for your...
Yes. for my meow cat. Because I can see. I can choose to see through their eyes as well. It still uses their perception, but I can kind of see what they see.
Sure.
Oh, it was almost real good. Okay. I don't have the stats of my cat. Oh no.
I don't know. Add a 3.
Out of 3, okay, 14.
Or 4 or 5. You're way higher. Add like a 6.
Out of 6.
I don't know.
Okay.
Add something.
22. Add 22.
5 is a good number. Well, 16.
Okay. So, neither of you are entirely sure, but you feel like you can hear something off in the distance, straight ahead, in the only direction you've been moving.
Oh, go back down to the ground. I think Andy went down that way.
Fox will take off running.
Okay.
Bye. Goodbye.
Sorry.
Do the rest of you follow at a leisurely or steady or quick pace?
I follow at a quick pace. And I'm just gonna send my familiar in that area and then just kind of come back into my eyes and like blink a whole lot because I haven't done that for a very long time.
Okay.
I offer a hand to Primrose.
I take it.
Okay. And then I begin to move in that way, probably quicker than I should, holding someone's hand, but I am excitable.
I look at Primrose before I go, and I'm gonna do something really dumb, but I always love doing this. I'm gonna look at Primrose and go, Druids, and I'm gonna backflip and turn into a wolf.
That's a choice, and it happens.
Specifically a dire wolf. So
There it is.
I'm gonna whoa out of there.
Oh,
Woo!
does anybody want to grab the cart, or do we want to leave that?
Cuts for nerds, let's go.
That has the things we need in it.
Oh, wait.
Your choice, though. If you're gonna leave the cart,
Is there a harness I can
wouldn't-
put on my wolf self?
I wouldn't leave the cart, actually. I would send my familiar and I would go back for the cart.
okay. Just wanted to check. I feel
got
like in
it.
the emotional moment, everybody was like, "Go!"
I'm like,
Forgot that
what
there was
cart?
a cart.
There's a cart? Who?
I forgot about the cart. I was very concerned about my crewmate.
All right, so you head off in that direction, and you're not necessarily clumped together, but you're not super far apart. I think you all are keeping some sort of pace, understanding the intensity of this travel, not wanting to separate each other. And you can hear the mournful, anguished howls of Andy growing closer. And you see that they have fallen to their knees. You can see these dust clouds parting. Their battle axe is on their side. And beyond them, you can see, formed in deep, dark, red smoke, a bloody and horrific battle. But you hear no sounds coming from this image. You cannot hear the painful cries of the werewolves that you see who are captured and who are slaughtered. And you can see these groups of humanoid figures destroying this small village. And you see the young werewolf teens being captured, one of them molded from gray smoke, standing out from the rest. And you can see that there are just tears streaming down Andy's face as she watches this play out before her. And while the humanoid figures fade away, the destruction remains. And the groups who were out hunting and healing that day return to see their village in ruins. And it is then that you can hear a chorus of echoing howls join Andy before it all fades into the wind. And you can hear the ground shake from a heavy footstep, and then you hear another. And out of the wind and the smoke comes a massive, large humanoid figure that looks skeletal with no distinct features. And it's wreathed in deep red smoke, and these claw-like fingers are reaching out at the air, swiping. And it reaches Andy and it leans down and screams, ruffling her fur, and she just sits weeping and staring at the face of her unresolved pain. And they face each other, almost held in time, both stunned and in pain. And a wind picks up, and Vox, you can feel a surge of something. You would normally feel fear in a moment like this, and instead, you begin to feel your heart swell, and you can feel your muscles tense, and you feel, and you feel your mouth shifting into a grimace, and you can feel something wrapping around your body, and it's, excuse you, fiery. And you begin to glow in this golden light, just gently. You can see smoky wisps wreathed in and out of this glow. And you can feel courage begin to course through your veins. And it feels like something ancient and something familiar, and something perhaps you once knew, but have forgotten. And mechanically, you might be reaching a little closer to something. And also in this moment, your AC has increased by 3 and you're immune to fear. What is it that you do?
I see Andy, and I see everything that's going on in front of them. And I am just so fucking over it. I am so tired of watching these people around me that I love so much constantly being faced with things that cause them pain while I sit there and I can't do anything about it. And I want to make this shit pay. And I want to run in front of Andy. And I want to face this, just all of it. And I want to explode.
Okay.
I think I can explode now. Yeah.
So what happened?
And I just want to just hold my arms up, not a weapon in it, and face it. As if my arms outstretched protects everybody behind me from it. I just say, go fuck yourself. And just, and I want to let it go. I have no idea what I need to roll for. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I don't think you need to roll anything, actually. So what does it look like?
Where normally darkness would begin to fill her eyes and bleed through her hair, and where normally black skeletal wings would sprout from her back, you see where that would start, and then from the tips moving out, the wings disintegrate as light begins to pool at her center, and the black that was in her eyes goes to just white hot, and her silver hair that would normally be black is just in flames around her, and it just comes to a center and explodes outward, just blinding light where you can't even see her anymore, and fills every corner of darkness that you could possibly see with blinding light, exposing everything and just burning it.
So we're just gonna run with this narratively and not mechanically.
You can run it mechanically, that's fine.
As this light bursts forth from you, you can see this skeletal figure absolutely crumble and disappear and fade into this light that leaves no room for any sort of pain or corruption in it. And the scene before you that you all saw, the destruction just fades and crumbles into dust and smoke. And you can see that the light coming from Vox clears the path before you, pushing all of the smoke and all of the dust aside. And you can see that you have neared the end of your journey. And you can see that these cavernous walls give way to a dirt path outside of this. And you can feel a weight lift from your bodies. And you can feel a sort of somber pain that you've been carrying as you have processed your way through this path just disintegrate. And you can feel the light coming from Vox. Feel those little cracks inside into the depths of your souls, even if just for a moment. And Andy rises And you can see that their fur is wet with tears. Wow.
I'm sorry I didn't get you sooner. I'm
No,
sorry for all of it.
And you can see them kind of crumble just a bit, looking a little bit weaker than you're used to seeing Andy. And they look up at you. I guess we all kind of have something, don't we?
Yeah.
And with Vox's consent, Andy's actually just going to lean into Vox.
Totally. Yeah. I think it's my turn. Carry you for a little bit.
And she leans back and sees now that you're all here. Did you all see the all the smoke and stuff? Well, hello. My name is Ulfren, but you can call me Andy. And I was young. I was not so young that I don't remember. And I wasn't rescued by the Leviathans until I was a lot older and angry and hurt and scared and lost. And I didn't know anything about myself or the world. I only knew harshness and violence. You know, Captain Bones takes the most challenging of us all. And she'll look over at Vox. And that was me at the time. And I worked, and I slept, and I cried, and I howled a lot. And then I started learning. And I worked to figure out who I was, who I am. And it's been a really long road. So I haven't been back to this town since that day. I don't know if my family is there or not. But I guess they're technically my pack. So it's really hard to figure yourself out when you don't know anything at all. And it's really hard to figure the world out when you've seen it through a very specific lens. But that's why we have each other. It's why you have a crew. It's why you have friends. So I'm really glad that you're all here with me while I what a weird coincidence.
Vox will just look over at Andy and go, you were one of the first people I interacted with on the ship. And your stinking beautiful soul was just...
Oh, shucks.
You couldn't ignore it. You couldn't ignore its effect that it has. It gave me hope. And it reminded me what I had tried to cut out of me there are a lot of things that I don't know. There are a lot of things that I still have to figure out. But one thing I do know for certain. I am not a person that will stand idly by when there are others in pain. I've been so selfish to think that I'm the only one who has a past. And we're all in these different stages of it. I hope I can be in this moment and moments moving on what you have been for me.
Well, you did just save my life, so I think that's a pretty good start.
I think it's safe to say I think you saved mine first.
I don't think it's a competition.
It's not a competition, it's just a fact.
Okay.
I'll hope you let me carry you through this. I don't know if I can physically do it, but I can absolutely try.
No, I don't think you can physically do it, but I think that in here you can do it.
I exploded.
Yeah. Did you all see that?
That was
You were so bright. You were so bright.
I don't.
Irene wants to come up to Vox and, like, with consent, aggressively hug her.
Holding on to one werewolf, aggressively being hugged.
Yes.
This is a lot. This is a lot.
And she'll say, "That was amazing. That you were like a star."
Oh no. Oh, that's layers. I'm not ready for this. I gotta.
There's so many layers to that, Irene. Holy shit.
We're fine. I'm gonna. It's fine.
Andy will turn over and look at Vox. Yeah, like a star.
Y'all, I can't. I'm gonna need a moment.
I forgot I was in direwolf form, so I'm just gonna pad over and you're gonna hear a woo, and it sounds like I'm proud of you.
Oh, Andy knows exactly what you said. They speak direwolf.
Just
And
like-
they will plop down in front of you and with your consent give you scritches and then really gently a woo back.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna turn to Fox with my wolf face and go, ooh, and that's wolf for that was badass.
Andy will translate.
I'll just look at Andy.
Oh no!
Wow,
don't say
wow,
that.
wow.
No.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
No.
Oh.
Woof. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll work
Primrose
on
just
it.
like lightly is like no. But Primrose will come over to Vox and, with her consent, take one of her hands. Is one of them free? How many hands do you have?
I can make one free. That's fine.
I thought you were gonna say I can make one.
Oh, that was a
Hopefully
different
it's not
power
me.
than I thought it was then. And we'll just kind of, I'm sorry my voice is gone again. Like kind of cup your hand in hers, and when she reveals it, it's like a rose, but gold and bright, and there are no thorns. I druid crafted that, DM. Very proud of me. I don't know why I just asked for my DM's approval, but I mean I do. But okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
Only need your approval.
Okay. She gives you that. There's
This is absolutely beautiful. And she'll put it in a lapel so that it's there. And she'll lean forward and she'll go. That beautiful destruction. It came out of anger. It's good sometimes to be angry. Never know what kind of beautiful destruction you can cause.
Irene will just squeeze again. My strength is not that high. It is not a tight squeeze.
Okay. Well, then she does it to make you feel stronger. Because Vox is quite a beefy girl.
I'm just gonna hop and try and lick a hand.
I'm getting way too much love. I don't know what to do with all of this.
Accepted.
It's okay. That's what we're clearly working on in here, y'all. We're just working on loving ourselves and accepting love.
I don't know her.
We're gonna find her.
Lover. Okay, so you see before you a lush forest with a well-worn path as your option to travel, unless you want to go off into the wilderness, which is fine if you want to do that.
Fuck the plot. Let's go to the wilderness.
I want to go to the nice forest.
Let's go back into the emotional storms. We
Okay, you want to go back? Let's go back. We'll do it one more time. One more time. One more time.
It'll be fine. It'll be
It's
fine.
so fine.
One more round.
No.
Y'all remember a
What?
day ago
As
when I
we
suggested a teleport circle?
Oh, what a time!
I don't like being called out like this.
As the production folks say, one more for safety.
Just boy.
Ooh, boy.
Okay.
Howdy.
So, you make your way into this forest, and you see that there are small glow bugs that twinkle in the canopy, kind of like stars. And you can hear a gentle stream bubbling and gurgling. And as you walk the path, you can see the roots are sprawling across the forest floor. And it smells of earth and moss and a warm day. And the sunlight is streaming through, and the streaks are lighting up vines and ferns and saplings. And then beyond in the distance, you can hear the slow murmur of voices, of laughter, of busyness. And you traverse the path, and you eventually come upon a small village. The path giving way to an opening, and you can see the busy town of Pell. And the houses here are built into trees, and in a way that's not harming their growth. And the path splits into multiple walkways lined with roots that have grown up to hold lanterns or rusting birds. And vines droop from the canopy and rest on rooftops or drape across balconies. And you see two wolf pups that scamper past your group. They're playing chase. And you can see Andy stop and they have tears in their eyes. And then you hear a voice from across a little bit away yell, "Ulfran? Raven, is that you? Is that really you?" And Andy turns her head, and you can see her looking into the face of what appears to be a nearly identical twin. And that's how we're going to end tonight's session.
Am I still holding Andy? Like, is that?
Sure, canonically, you two are connected now.
Yep. At the hip.
So, why don't we go ahead and do our outros? You can share your favorite moment, where we can find you, anything you're doing, or like any other thoughts that you have. It's okay. Just share your thoughts and your being and all the things, because this was heavy tonight. So we can give some space for that. I don't remember. I don't know how to do reverse order because I don't remember the order
I was
we
the last
went in.
one.
Okay, do you want to go first?
I can go first. Hello. 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 I'm Maria. God, this was nice. This was a lot, but it was nice. First, the places you can find me. You can find me at Happy Capster on Twitter. I post a lot. You can also find me here on Variant Rolls a lot of the times of the week, like now, and on Thursdays with Project VHS in Space, where we're sad, and then on Sundays where I'm in Juneau, Alaska, and it's sad. It's just a lot of sad. Also, you can find me at Society Goblins on Twitter, where I work with my husband, and we make D&D magic items for 5e, and it's fun and cool. I really liked listening to Val say the words that she said. They were much more impactful than I thought that they would be, and they were not directed towards me or Irene. And it was a lot of very good words, and I treasure you very much.
I felt in that moment that you were speaking to all of us,
In
including
game and out.
yourself.
Yes.
In game. Oh, I meant out, but
Okay,
yeah,
well,
in game
yes.
as well, but for sure out.
And
That
it was
hit me.
in game and out of game. I was just like, I looked around the room and I was like, oh yeah, this was words I needed to hear. I think this is words we all need to hear. I'm speaking to everyone and all universe.
Patron Saint Val.
Patron Val.
All hail.
I
All
broke.
hail.
I need a medallion.
That's me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna pass it to Anders because Anders was the next.
Do
before.
it.
It was like a loop-de-loop.
Oh, okay, cool loop-de-loops. Hi, I'm Anders. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the internet. In theory, I have lots of things to plug to you, but I'm sick, so I haven't worked on any of those things. So I'm not gonna plug them. Just come back on Thursday for Sad Space, or go to Dice Priority tomorrow for Sad Space. I'm in a lot of sad space right now. I like sad space, I guess.
Love you, wife.
My home. That's it. That's all favorite moment. All of it. All of it. It was a painful good tonight, to say the least. I had to actually legitimately go away for a little bit there because it was a lot, but it was good. It wasn't good. It was amazing. It was one, but it was a lot. I'm gonna stop talking now. I don't remember who was it before me, so.
Anders also makes games. You can find them on his itch.io, which I don't remember the link of right now because
It's
I don't
on their
understand
Twitter.
itch.io. You can check his Twitter,
Yeah.
Anders_D_K. So, did I get that right? Did I get your
Yeah.
Twitter handle right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm on a roll. Except for the whole not remembering the link thing. So, next.
Call you Butter.
That's me. I'm Butter.
'Cause she's on a roll.
Let's go. Was Val?
Val.
Val.
Go Val.
What up,
think I
Sugar
lost
Val? We lost Quinn. Hello, I'm Butter.
Yo.
Put me on your toast, damn delicious. Anyways.
Oh, jam.
Oh, I knocked out my own headphone. God, I'll do, you can find me here on Variant Rolls, where I live, on Mondays with this, and Thursdays, where I'm in space and sad we're all just, we're great in space. And on land. And you can find me at the Nerdy Niffler, and if I say it now, I have accountability. I'm hopefully gonna release my first game this week.
What?
Val.
Yeah.
Tell us
Give it to
more.
me now.
Do you have a name?
More. Tell us
It's
everything.
called Keep the Lantern Lit, and it's a spooky psychological game about the bond between the lost and their lantern, helping them survive the darkness.
I'm in. I want it.
Buy it. Buy
Give it
it.
to
really
me.
good. I got a sneaky peeky, and it's really good.
Oh my god.
I would like to speak to you about that later.
I'm not great with mechanics, so I made some. I'm not sure how they play.
Yes.
Just play the game.
We're all just losing our minds.
We're all like, please run this for us.
If we could reach through and grab this shit now, we would. Just give it to us.
It's all written. I'm just putting it in. I'm just designing and doing the PDF, and then if I say it here, I have accountability. So I'm gonna try and release that this week.
Well, I think you have your first playtest group right here.
Hello.
We will be gentle and kind.
We just want to be sad together.
We do.
I will be aggressively affectionate and loving.
Yes.
Gentle.
Oh, Anders, there it is.
Aggressive affection, but beautiful.
Let me love you.
My favorite moment. I was just grinning the whole way through because I was so proud of Vox and the way she just walked through and exploded, and I was just like, I'm so proud. You forget how invested you are. It was so proud, and then the emotional moments happen, like with Primrose and Vox. You're just sitting there like, I'm so proud this character's been through so much. They've been through so much, and look at them. They're shiny. They're a beautiful star, and they're coming through, and they're doing things for their friends. I could go on. I have PowerPoints, and it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, I'm so proud of Vox. I'm so completely and utterly filled with this joyful pride at watching them just kick ass. That's me. I'm out. Bye.
No, I'm crying again. How dare you?
Sorry, I just got the most wonderful thing in my inbox. And... Oh my god, look at you. Sorry, all I saw was this little head peeking around the corner. No.
Notice me.
Yeah. Hello?
Oh.
All right. Anyway, sorry. We are working on a new graphic, and I just got a preview of it, and I'm screening. That's all. I'm sorry. So, okay. Next. Is it Kaya?
Sure. Hey everyone, I'm Kai Gasson. I'm very emotional right now. A lot of things happened that I did not expect to happen. Hi Josie. Oh, sorry. Okay, you can find me on Twitter at Crick Charisma. I also have a show called Nerd Out. We now have a Twitter called it's nerdout_TV. I am working on editing season 2 that we just shot at PAX Unplugged. There is going to be a special holiday episode to be released hopefully this week. That is me on the couch being interviewed by Emma about Star Wars. And it is so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
It's amazing. What's wrong with you?
Because
Don't
I
you
forgot
dare
it.
speak.
I forgot Billy D. Williams was a thing, and
Stop
I
it.
just
Stop it. Stop it. I will not put up with this in my stream. Not
We
in my house.
refused.
So, anyways, I have to get that edited and up. I did not expect to. I did not expect to rise today. I didn't. I know I talked with Emma that I had goals that I hoped Vox would reach in the future that allowed her to rise from Fallen, because that's the wonderful thing about Asmars. I did not expect for it to go today, and to be honest, I can't get over how perfect it was, because the whole time all this shit was happening, all I wished was to just shield people from it. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. And so when she said that, I instantly wanted to start crying, and I can easily start crying now. So, I love you all. This has been absolutely a fantastic ride. I am so excited to see where it keeps going, and I hope that's me. Thanks, guys. I love you all. This is fantastic. Join me and my wife tomorrow for Firefly at 10:30 over on Dice Priory.
Do you want to maybe share the significance of the
I was
star?
gonna ask.
Okay, so because of school, I was not able to be here for the past few weeks, and so Emma and I sat down and had some one-on-one scenes to make Vox feel a little bit more in this world, and also have her process some things while she was away. And one of the things that kept coming up was Vox's love for the midnight sky and the galaxies that always swirled overhead on the clear skies, because it was one of those things that grounded her on a ship. You could always find out where you are if you just looked up. And Emma took that and ran with it. And so when I was talking with one of the NPCs in that world, they looked at me and said, "Oh, you're the lost star." And it was something that Vox's adopted father called her, that she was the lost star. And so when you said you're just like a star, instant cry button. So yeah, just keeps coming back. Yeah. Yep. That's me.
It is so good. There's no coincidences in the
No
actuality.
coincidences. This is so fucking crazy.
Let's go down to Quinn.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm Quinn. I am a person allegedly. You can find me on Thursdays being angry, sad in space. Oh no, wait, that's just all the time. Okay. In Project VHS. And then there are more projects coming up, but I don't want to announce all of them yet, but they're very exciting. I too write the not video games. I mean, I do, but I write games. They're on my Twitter. I'm bad at words. Starting on Thursday, I'm doing a holiday sale where all of my games will be half off, and you can get them in a bundle if you want. And they're weird and often sad, but not always, but usually. Favorite moment? I'm gonna be selfish, if that's okay.
I feel like that actually might be perfect for you.
What? Who? It's funny because Emma and I were talking today, and I was like, haha, Primrose has like barely contained rage. It's fine. Oops, we found it. Like immediately. So I don't know. That was good. Is that a favorite moment? Does that count? Yeah, it counts. I decided it does. I make the rules.
That's right, you do.
I don't, but
You do.
sometimes, when it's appropriate.
Oh no.
I'm also ill. Yep.
Thank you. And okay, me. Hello, I'm Emma. I have been your story weaver this evening. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. You can also find me here because I live here. I'm here Mondays with this crew, and on Thursdays we are Sad in Space with Project VHS. And that is it for now. Nope, I don't know if it's gonna happen, so I'm not gonna say anything on stream. So we'll see. There's like a game I want to run. I don't know if it's gonna happen because I have to get my shit together to do it. So that's that. Just a one shot.
I'm running a game on Scraticus Academy on Saturday. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's okay.
Excuse?
Excuse.
Excuse. I don't have a favorite moment from this evening because it all unfolded so beautifully, and you all amaze me every single time we play this game. Every single time that we are here, I just sit back and I'm like, wow, look at how amazing these people are. Fucking look at them. Are you looking at them? Because look at them. And I can't, it was just so good. It was just really lovely tonight. And I just thank you all for being here.
You better also be looking in a mirror during that.
Mm-hmm. Accepted.
Hello, we are your mirror. We think you're wonderful.
Hello, we are all crystals and we will all reflect each other.
Listen. Stop.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Are there any other closing thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns?
Just that I love you all a lot.
I love you too. So much. We only had one dice roll tonight, y'all, and it was Anders, and it was not necessary. So awesome.
There
Okay,
were times you want to roll shiny rocks.
Sometimes you fail your wisdom saves.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so why don't we, let's raid somebody. Is dice priority still up? Hold, please.
Scraticus might be up, actually.
Scraticus is always up.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Scraticus and
Okay,
Priority are
but
up.
Alexis is
Oh,
in
yeah.
a Santa hat.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
all right, we're gonna go raid dice priority. Let's show them some love over there. Hashtag no /raid.
Hashtag no
Dice.
/raid. Yep, right that.
Priority.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Us on this trip. We love you all. Go hydrate. Be kind to yourselves.
Mwah.
Mm.
Mwah.